Hi, 7th graders! Now we want to practice simplifying our expressions that are involving division that are set up like fractions. So this first one, it's already been factorized for us. We just have to go through and look at our coefficients, reduce any coefficients, and look for any common terms in the numerator and denominator that could divide out. So when we look at 10 over 20, the coefficient part of that, then we know that 10/20ths can reduce to 1/2. If we have a to the second in the numerator and a to the fourth in the denominator, then we know that's going to leave a to the second in the denominator because we subtract. And then this quantity b minus 5 has nothing to cancel out with on the bottom, so it stays. Now a better way to write that maybe would be not to put the coefficient of 1 since we know it's understood. So we can say b minus 5. And since it's the only thing, we can leave it out of the brackets or we could put them back in. Either way is okay. Over 2a to the second.
Okay, so for this problem, if we look at our numerator and denominator, they're not factorized yet. So the first thing we want to do is find the HCF and factor the numerator and the denominator separately. Okay, so the HCF of the numerator is 4, and they have different variables, so it's just a 4 that they have in common. If we divide each term by 4, we're left with x plus y in brackets. Okay, and then in the denominator, we see that the HCF should be 4x because they both do have an x in common. So we're going to divide each term by 4x, and we're left with x plus y. Okay, now that we've factored both the numerator and the denominator, we want to look for things to cancel. Remember that anything divided by itself is 1, so we can cancel those 4's, because that equals 1. We're left with 1 each, and we can cancel the quantity of x plus y, because x plus y divided by x plus y is also 1. Okay, notice that we are left with an x in the denominator and a 1 in the numerator, so it's just 1 over x.
Okay, in our next problem here, again, we want to look at the HCF for the two different pieces. So in our numerator, we have an HCF that's both a numerical value from the coefficients, we can divide a 2 from both of those, and we also have an a and a b that can be divided out. So when we have 2ab as our HCF, that leaves 7 when we divide out 2ab plus 8c in our numerator. And then in our denominator, our HCF is only the variable a. And when we divide out a, it leaves behind the quantity 7 plus 8c. Once we have our two pieces of our expression factorized, then we can look for things that can cancel out. So we have a divided by a, that would leave 1, and 7 plus 8c, 7 plus 8c would also leave 1. So we end up with 2b over 1, which when we know when the denominator is 1, we can just say 2b.
Okay, so let's look at this one here. We want to find our HCF again separately for the numerator and the denominator. So in the numerator, we see that they both have an x in common. So we're going to factor out an x, and we'll be left with 3 plus 8y in the brackets. Okay, in the denominator, our HCF, they have a 6 in common. That's the number component of our HCF. And they both have an x, so our HCF is 6x. When we divide by 6x, we're going to be left with 1 plus 4x y squared. Okay, so now that we've factored, we can look for things to cancel. We have that x in the numerator and denominator, so we can cancel those. So we're left with just 3 plus 8y in the numerator over 6 times the quantity of 1 plus 4xy squared in the denominator. Now we can leave it like that, but it might look a little bit better if we distribute our 6 back into the denominator. So we'll distribute that. The numerator's fine. So we have 3 plus 8y over 6 plus 24xy squared.